This is exactly why I will not let this go. Now, you know that I definitely addressed this while I was still in my bonnet. But now that I'm back in the clinic, let's talk about this because you, as the consumer, need to know why practices aren't good for you and what's going to happen. I have no control over stylists like this. Stylists like this have too much of an ego. They think they know everything and they're going to do things their way. They're not going to correct the behavior. They're not going to go take classes. They are not going to grow their skills to become better. This is what you call a money grab. I'm Mandy, certified trichologist and hair loss practitioner. And a lot of extensions have become a money grab. And while I'm on my soapbox here, I present you guys fantastic bond experts, extension experts, and I tell you, go watch their content, know what to look for. Then you go watch their content and tell them they're charging too much, that they are doing this and they're doing that, and you're bullying them. The extension artists that are worth their weight in gold, you're gonna pay gold for. The ones that want a quick $100 or $200 from you are gonna do this to you. They're gonna give you traction alopecia. They're gonna cause your hair to break. You're gonna have more issues going with a chop shop stylist for extensions than going and paying an expert in their field who is going to take care of your scalp, who is going to take care of your hair, and who is going to take care of you because they actually give a shit. So I guess this was at the move up appointment, which already, do I even really need to explain this one? This is a move up appointment. I think it speaks for itself. You don't even have to be a stylist, but we are going to dive deep into this situation as it's brand new. So let's talk about what the situation is when it's brand new on the head. And then I will leave it up to you to decide what it looks like, what happens by the move up appointment. So here we are at the new move up, or I guess like a fresh placement. And the way that the stylist was explaining this was basically making the wig on your head. So instead of braiding the hair, basically the stylist is using beaded bonds. These typically have like a silicone lining on the inside. Not all of them. Some of them do. But that's kind of, I'm guessing, what the takeover technique was here. Here, we're really close to the scalp. I can already see the breakage happening so close to the scalp. Whenever you're getting extensions, you never want them affixed to the hairline. We always want to keep an inch perimeter around the whole hairline. Your hairline has much more delicate hair follicles than the rest of your head. You're more susceptible to traction alopecia. Even if you were doing just little bonds, keratin bonds, the way that the wefts and the hair grams per the gram that they're attaching the extension hair to your natural hair, this isn't a situation that would ever be safe for that hair close to the scalp. And then now I want to point out, look how red the scalp is. The scalp looks super inflamed. It's very red within the circle. And then the actual parting lines are very, very white. See, white, and then you got the red inside the parting lines. This here is inflammation on the scalp. This is telling me that the beads are clamped really close to the scalp, restricting blood flow. So what's going to end up happening with that restriction of blood flow to the hair follicle is the hair follicle that is in anagen phase, growing phase, is going to think that hey, it's time to let this hair go. And the hair follicle is going to prematurely let that hair go in what we call the telogen phase. And when it's premature like that, we call it telogen effluvium. This type of restriction on the scalp causes chronic telogen effluvium. Telogen effluvium chronically over time is going to cause traction alopecia. And this is when that tension is too much on those hair follicles, and then you start noticing extreme hair loss. Further from traction alopecia, if you continue to keep doing it and you continue to get traction alopecia, over time that hair follicle is going to think that it's not supposed to be growing hair anymore. So it's going to grow scar tissue and it will become scarring alopecia, and there is no way we can get those hair follicles back once they go into the scar phase. And just to kind of wrap up this situation, another thing that I really want to point out, the hair really needs to lay in the natural direction that the hair lives and grows in. This hair, for example, on this bead, over here in this corner, that hair is going to fall naturally. It's going to fall straight down. It's going to come straight down. But if you notice in the bead, it's coming over to the point in the bead, and then that same hair is being redirected back to this bead. And so we have several points of restriction on the hair. First, you have over here at the root, this is what's going to cause that telogen effluvium. This is what's going to cause the traction alopecia. Then inside here with this clamp, where that hair bends, we're going to have breakage or more susceptibility to breakage. And then again, as that hair comes down here, we're going to have breakage, breakage, breakage. Every time the hair up here is now put in another bead, it is more susceptible to breakage. So once all of those beads were out of the hair, we got a pretty good shot of what that hair looks like. You can see so much breakage in the hair shaft here. The hair is, it's thirsty and it's lacking hydration and moisture. And because I'm seeing like stretchy areas, but also dry areas. So this whole situation is lacking protein, keratin, it's lacking hydration, it's lacking moisture. Here's another shot of what that hair looks like when he took the move up beads out. We've got so much breakage in and around here. That hair is just completely broken off. Up through here, this is dry and it's lacking a lot of moisture. And if I probably got up close to this head, I would probably see that the hair is actually breaking off at the root in some places with the way that these beads are placed. And then also I want to point out up here at the top, the breakage that's happening very close to the hairline up here. You will never convince me that that is bangs. You never, ever in a million years. Again, I mean, I stand by what I say. I know my stuff when it comes to trichology. I've been doing this a long time, at least 7 years. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to hair loss, what causes hair loss. I've been a hairdresser for going on almost 2 decades, and I did extensions. I taught others how to do extensions. I had to fix so many other extensions. So when I'm on here, it's to educate you as the consumer so that you stay safe. Because hairdressers like this,